Okay, I'm recording.
Check it out. We had another very interesting question about Illinois Auto. Scratch that. Check it out. We had a really interesting question about our Alltrux clutches. Once again, what better way to answer than to come here to our manufacturer to talk about clutches. So today, we're going to take a tour and we're going to answer a lot of frequently asked questions. I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Safety. Safety first. Wear the mask. Ladies and gentlemen, back by popular demand, I am Carlos Solis, your All Makes brand manager. Welcome to the Alltrux Corner, where we answer frequently asked questions. Today, I have Jordan Stein with Illinois Auto, our manufacturer of the Alltrux clutch. Jordan, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Carlos?
Fantastic. Jordan, your time is important, so is mine. So let's dive into the nitty gritty. Before that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and yourself?
Sounds great. Illinois Auto Truck was started in 1939 by my great-grandfather, so I'm fourth generation. It's a family-owned business. We started on the south side of Chicago. At that time, in 1939, we were a truck parts jobber, selling a variety of truck parts to a variety of customers throughout the Chicago area. In the mid-40s, we then started manufacturing clutch components and selling those components to local rebuilders. From there, our coverage expanded, and so did our customer base. So we started selling those components to the clutch rebuilders around the United States. From there, my dad expanded that even further and went into a worldwide distribution, where today we sell into over 45 different countries throughout the world. In the late 80s, my father decided to take those components and make a full clutch assembly. It really started with a government contract. We provided 15,000 units for the US military for Desert Storm. Where we are today is 80% of our business is on the full manufacture of the complete clutch assembly, and we still sell components and the additional supplemental parts that we'll talk about, along with the flywheels, throughout the world.
Wow. So military contracts, 80 plus years, fourth generation. Let me ask you, just out of curiosity, being fourth generation, were you out there in diapers putting clutches together?
Maybe not putting clutches together, but I was definitely involved in sweeping the floors at some point, counting parts, counting inventory, and then that slowly progressed into helping the manufacturing of the clutch.
That's fantastic. You know, it's great to know that when we deal with somebody like yourself, you have that experience, you know, started from the bottom and you're making your way all the way to the top. So it's very comforting for us to know that when we talk to you, you actually know what you're talking about. That's a little bit about Illinois Auto, the Alltrux clutch. Why don't you share with me the span of clutches? Medium duty, light duty, heavy duty, I'm going to assume?
Yeah, so the Alltrux clutch program is the most complete clutch program available in the market today. Not only are there clutches for class 6, 7, 8 vehicles, but we also have clutch installation kits. We have cross shafts, we have bushings, we have pilot bearings, clutch brakes, clutch forks, flywheels, proprietary components that fit into the clutch application. So a wide variety of components that not only allow you to just, to promote the clutch, but also all the associated parts that go along with it.
So you're telling me that the Alltrux clutch and clutch program is your one-stop shop. Everything you need to install a clutch, start to finish.
Absolutely.
Jordan, let's talk about challenges, particularly sales challenges. When we talk about the outside sales body and we go and we visit customers and we want to approach clutch sales and clutch opportunities, a lot of the times we run into these hiccups where Eaton is just oversaturated in the market and our outside sales people are not absolutely certain how to go about approaching the opportunity with the Alltrux clutch. Who do you believe this clutch is intended for? Who's our target market?
Well, let me start with this, Carlos. I think it's easy to sell an Eaton clutch, right? Someone says the word Eaton, and that's obviously they have the name brand, the recognition, they're a very large company. You know, it's going to take a few minutes for you to sell an Alltrux clutch, but there's going to be an immense benefit behind selling your Alltrux clutch. First and foremost, you're promoting your brand, but then secondly, you're also, which at the end of the day, when we're comparing our product to a genuine, is it's going to also allow that customer to not only save money, but also increase their profit margin, depending on who you're selling the product to. So right away, right off the bat, I would say a great opportunity with this product is the small independent repair facilities, right? Those are the customers, those are the individuals that are looking for quality, right? But also looking for a less expensive option. And that's really where the Alltrux clutch comes into play. Also, small, medium-sized fleets, same thing there. Anybody who's looking to maintain quality at a less expensive price, that presents an opportunity for them to be looking at an Alltrux clutch. But I'll also say, you know, let's round it out, right? Also, I think there's a great opportunity with large fleets. You know, at the end of the day, everybody's always looking for the bottom line. And if that truck can get the longevity, can get the miles that they're looking for out of a clutch, and they're going to be able to save X amount of dollars per clutch or per clutch installation, that presents a great opportunity for someone to go after a large fleet with the Alltrux product as well.
So Jordan, let me ask you, how does the Alltrux clutch compare to Eaton's good, better, best clutches?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Carlos. You know, first and foremost, I'll say the Alltrux clutch program in Illinois Auto Truck, we offer one quality. One quality, that's it. We don't remanufacture, we don't produce different levels of quality, have different levels of quality of components. We offer one quality, and our quality is most comparable to Eaton's 308 or the 309 part number. That's the level of quality that we produce. And I say that just knowing by the quality of components that we use. From the castings, the springs, the friction material, that's all equivalent to what Eaton offers on their Advantage series, that 308, 309 series part number. Now sure, they have a good and a better product as well at a different price point. And the only way you get to a different price point is by offering different level of quality components. And as I mentioned before, when we spoke about quality, our quality of components is most comparable to that Advantage series, to the 308, 309 series product that our competition offers.
So no cutting corners.
There's absolutely no cutting corners. You know, it's extremely important that we offer the same level of quality no matter where we're selling the product, no matter what box it's in, to our customer base.
So let's talk about warranty. Let's talk about the coverage that Alltrux clutches provide. Before we dive into that, you all know that the Alltrux components all carry a hassle-free replacement. In this particular instance, it's a 1-year hassle-free replacement where we tell you that this product will be free of any manufacturer defect. If for whatever case there is a manufacturer defect, you bring it back to your respected location, call your respected outside salesperson, we'll get that thing picked up and we'll get it swapped out for you and get you back on the road as soon as possible. But there's actually more coverage after that 1 year. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Absolutely. So on our heavy duty clutches on the Alltrux clutch program, it starts with a 2-year unlimited mile warranty, and we also have an extended warranty. So when you sell an Alltrux clutch with an Alltrux clutch installation kit, that clutch will now have a 3-year unlimited mile warranty.
Let's take a moment to talk about training. How do we support our outside sales body in an effort to sell more Alltrux clutches?
So we offer a variety of different training. Training is so key when it comes to being successful in selling the Alltrux clutch program. So we offer a variety of different training tools for the outside salesman. First and foremost is ride-alongs. If any of you outside sales staff are looking for training or looking for ride-alongs for us to come out into the market with you, visit your customer, help you, and show you how to sell the product, we can do ride-alongs, no problem. We also offer sales training, right? And that's key. I mean, that's important. And so hopefully when we leave there at the end of the day, you have a better understanding on the quality, right? On the warranty, on what sets Alltrux clutches apart from anybody else in the market to be successful in selling it.
Jordan, I want to take a second to talk about sales and sales opportunities. In your professional opinion, what are key components we should be talking about and or asking the customer when making a new Alltrux sale?
Yeah, Carlos, it's extremely important that we're asking questions. After you sell that customer a clutch, the next question should be is what's the application of your transmission? Because we got to get you an installation kit. Then, what's the application of your truck? Because we got to get you cross shafts. Have you checked your rear main seal? If that's leaking, it needs to be replaced. And then about the flywheel. Was your flywheel ground? Was it ground too many times? And does it need to be replaced as well?
Those are a lot of good questions to ask. Are you asking those questions? So, Jordan, a lot of the information you're providing, holy smokes, didn't realize that there was that much information when it came down to a clutch. Before we dive into that, can we talk a little bit about the quality of the clutch? Where is it manufactured? Where does it come from? The materials maybe you use? And obviously it might be proprietary, so you don't have to share that kind of information if you don't feel comfortable. But we kind of want to know what we're selling.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the quality of the Alltrux program of Illinois Auto Truck and what we produce equivalent quality to that of a genuine product. That's first and foremost. Quality is the most important thing. There's three distinct components that we feel are equivalent to what the OE offers. First, that's in our castings. Our castings are produced in the United States. We have 3 foundries, Indiana, Pennsylvania, and Michigan, and where our castings are poured. Once those castings are poured, they're then brought to our facility where we'll do the finishing operations. We'll do the milling, the drilling, and the balancing of the product to bring it within our specification. So it is a USA made casting. That's on the outside cover. That's the intermediate plate. That's the pressure plate, all poured here in the United States. Next is in our friction material. Our friction material, while have we made improvements to the design over the OE? Absolutely. However, independent testing shows that our friction material provides less amount of wear to the friction material itself and the mating component during operation than any other clutch button or clutch friction material available in the market today.
I want to take a minute to talk to you about clutch brakes. I'm sure you hear this all the time, but one frequently asked question is what's with the oversized clutch brake? How important is it to know when you should be using it?
Yeah, it's extremely important. The idea behind an oversized clutch brake is to decrease the amount of adjustments upon installation. Ideally, anyone who's installing a clutch, they should only be adjusting that clutch 1 or 2 notches upon installation. Anything more than 1 or 2 notches may cause a premature failure, and it's going to decrease the life of the clutch. So the importance of the oversized clutch brake is to compensate for the material that's been taken off of the flywheel over time, because the flywheel has been ground. You add it onto the clutch brake, and you move that clutch brake closer to the release bearing versus having to adjust the clutch and move the release bearing closer to the clutch brake. So it's extremely important to understand when, because it's not always applicable, but when you should be selling your customer an oversized or a thicker clutch brake.
Well, now you know.
Next is in our springs. Our springs are also manufactured here in the United States. We use a special valve quality material. That material is actually found one place in this world, and it's Japan. That material is made in Japan. It's then shipped to the United States where the manufacturing will take place. And we use equivalent quality, equivalent manufacturers, and in many cases, some of the same manufacturers that our competition uses on the OE product.
So on the box, made in the USA, it's actually made in the USA in the Midwest. Is that correct?
That's correct, Carlos. All of our manufacturing, all of our distribution takes place right here in our facility in Des Plaines, Illinois. So it is a made in USA product, and that's extremely important. I hope that's important to you to understand the quality of what you're selling, but more importantly than that, I think it gives validation and a sense of ease when your customer is buying product that has on the box made in USA. Especially in the market that we're in the truck parts industry, there's a lot of truck parts that are no longer made here. And so that's something that we pride ourselves on, that we encourage salesmen to talk about, in the fact that on the Alltrux clutch program, it is manufactured right here in the United States.
And that's something you should feel proud about. Our footprint is Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Michigan, right here in the US of A. Be proud of what you're selling. Jordan, I want to talk to you about flywheels and the importance of grinding, mainly where it's being ground.
Carlos, the flywheel is an extremely important part of the system. First and foremost, your flywheel has to be ground every time you install a new clutch. Secondly, it's extremely important that you know where your flywheel is being ground and that it's being done properly.
Yeah. So you're saying that you could actually grind it incorrectly?
Absolutely, and we've seen it before where somebody is not grinding it on the proper angle, or they might grind the surface but not grind the lip of the flywheel. So it's extremely important that it's being done properly so that when you reinstall that flywheel, the clutch sits properly upon that surface.
Can it be overground?
Absolutely, Carlos, you can grind your flywheel too much. And if the flywheel has been ground too much, the mounting bolts on the flywheel will then hit the rivets on the disc and you'll have interference. So if you've ground it too much, it's going to cause issues and will cause a premature failure with the clutch.
That's good to know.
These are key components not only that's going to increase your profit margin on your sale, but also increase the longevity of the clutch. You know, we can go through all these various components that we just mentioned, and if they are not replaced, how they may cause a premature failure to occur. So that's why it's so important, Carlos, to sell these components to prevent a premature clutch failure.
That's good to know.
So we manufacture clutches for class 6, 7, and 8 vehicles. So class 6, your delivery vehicles, some agricultural type vehicles, we get into some tractor applications, all the way on up to your class 8 vehicle, which takes a 15.5-inch clutch for a manual transmission. And then we also offer the 17-inch clutch for the AMT applications. We have a few proprietary AMT products that fit in today's vehicle. We have a few 17-inch clutches that for the AMT applications that are proprietary. So fit specific vehicles, specific applications that we manufacture today.
Okay, that's good to know. Let me ask you, how do we identify the appropriate application for the customer?
For class 6 and 7, it's rather simple, right? If you know the year, make, and model, you can then determine what clutch goes into that vehicle. Now for heavy duty, it's a little bit different, especially with a manual transmission. Ideally, you can have one clutch that could fit a variety of different vehicles, all different makes. You could have the same make vehicle and it fits a variety of different clutches. So ideally, when it comes to clutch specification, and a majority of what you're going to sell is on that 15.5-inch line, you're going to want to know a variety of things, starting with what's the torque capacity of the engine. That's the most important thing, right? So if your engine calls, or your truck calls for 2,050 foot-pounds of torque, it's extremely important that you're putting in a 2,050 foot-pound torque clutch.
That's a mouthful.
So if your truck calls for 2,050 foot-pounds of torque, it's extremely important that you're putting in a 2,050 foot-pound torque clutch. Ideally, anything less, that clutch is not going to be able to operate. It's not going to have the longevity that you and your customer are looking for. With that, after you determine what's the torque output of the engine, from there you want to see what the flywheel opening is, right? There's a variety of different flywheel openings. For the medium duty, ideally 7-inch opening, that's the bore of your flywheel. And then for heavy duty, you have 8.5-inch opening and a 10-inch opening. And so it's extremely important for you to understand what is that opening so that your disc will sit properly on that flywheel. When we get into the AMT applications, it's a lot different than what it was before. Now it's a proprietary product. So there's one clutch that will fit on a specific vehicle. Obviously, knowing what the transmission is and what the application of the truck will then determine what clutch will go into that vehicle on the proprietary AMT offering.
That's good to know. But what about support for our end users?
Yeah, so not only do we offer support for the end users in terms of talking through the quality, but we also offer technical training. So this might be in a form of a clutch night, or this might be in a form of just visiting your customer for 30 or 45 minutes, talking about what to do with installation, how to correctly install the clutch, things to look for, things to replace, some common failures, how do clutches fail, why do clutches fail, and how do we prevent them from failing prematurely. So technical training is available, readily available to you as well as to your customer.
So you support us and you support our customers.
Absolutely.
What? That sounds like a winner to me. Wow, Jordan, a lot of great information when it comes to support. You all know that if you have any questions in the Alltrux space, you can reach out to me directly. But if I'm not available, can we call Illinois Auto Truck Direct?
Absolutely. Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5 o'clock. We have a customer service team here that can do interchanges. We can talk about availability, how quickly we can get the product out to you. Any questions, technical support as well, is all handled here at our facility in Des Plaines.
That's great stuff. So if you can't get a hold of me, please make sure that you call Illinois Auto Truck Direct with any of your questions. Holy smokes, Jordan, I gotta be honest with you. I consider myself an expert when it comes to the semi-truck and its components. I know a lot about clutches, but I gotta be real with you. I learned a lot more than I thought I already knew from the construction of the clutches, where the components are coming from. I learned a lot about you and your business, a family business here in the Midwest. I didn't realize that there was so much information about the clutch than just, is it a -82, -20, or -25? I'm very, very pleased, and I thank you so much for allowing us to be here. I thank you for taking your time, your personal time, to answer all these questions that we've had. The tour of your factory has been amazing. Is there anything else you want to add?
Absolutely, Carlos. First and foremost, I want to thank you and your team for their support. Your company has been a huge supporter of Illinois Auto Truck for a long time, and for that I sincerely thank you. And anything that we can do in the future to grow the business together. This is a partnership, we believe in that, and anything that we can do to help us both grow, we're here for you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your partnership. For those of you out there, thank you for continuing the push with Alltrux. And remember, we've got the best clutch in the market. There's no reason why you are not selling it. So get out there and sell some clutches.